All right. Looks like we are live. Well, good morning, crocheters. I've got kind of a tired voice and I'm wearing a hat this morning because my hair's still wet from my shower and I didn't want to blow dry it. So I'm just hiding it underneath the hat. And that is where we are this morning. A little bleary-eyed, little tired sounding, may have stayed up listening to an audiobook and crochet until the wee hours of the morning. But it was fun. And because of it, I have something to share with you guys. So, yeah. Good morning, Angie. If you guys are here, hop in to the chat, say hi, and we'll chat for a second. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning, Emily. Let's see. Yeah, my brain is moving a little slow, but we're still gonna have a good time. So this month, what I kind of planned out for the year was to work on designing a baby penguin. And so this is rough draft number 1. I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know if there's anything like too challenging about it. I'll talk you through some of like the design points that I've been working on and things that I'm changing in my second draft and whatnot. Good morning, Karen. So this first one, I was thinking that like there are 2 different ways, in my opinion, to crochet. You can crochet in concentric circles or you can crochet in a spiral. And I like spirals because they just flow. They have a much more natural feeling to it. And so this one, I thought because I'm working from the bottom of the body up, that it would be totally fine to just work in a spiral. Because it's like this is all one color of the body. We're not worrying about like changing colors here. So it made sense to me to go ahead and try and do it in a spiral. But the issue being that because the way I've done the arms or the flippers, they are sewn directly in. You just crochet them together as you go. That means that the flippers are not even, because a spiral is uneven. One side is higher than the other. So this flipper is up higher than this flipper, and that just bugs me. Although, I don't know, maybe that's silly, but for me, it's just been like, oh man, that's annoying. So, yeah, so that's something that I've decided I will change on the official pattern. Is it will be worked in concentric circles instead of a spiral. Good morning, Christy and Sandra and Donna. All right, getting some good comments here from Emily and Christy saying they like the baby penguin. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like it. Good morning, Amber. Yeah, Karen's saying that it would bug her too to have the flippers uneven. Yeah, so that's kind of been a bother for me. Other things I'm planning on changing, I feel like the head is just a little bit too small. I like my proportions to be the head. I mean, obviously, this is not exactly to scale. Like, this is not a baby penguin straight out of Antarctica. Like the proportions are different, but I like to have the heads just a little bit more oversized. I feel like this one's just a little bit small. That like the widest we go in the body is 36. But on this one, I did it for like 4 rows of 36. And I reached 36 in the head as well, but I only did it for 2 rows. So it doesn't have that room to like kind of stretch when you add the stuffing. So I'm planning on adjusting that as well. Good morning, Sandy and Rupa. Good morning. Rupa says, I think your birthday is on the 11th. It's actually the 18th, but it is coming up. Thank you for remembering, Rupa. That is so sweet. Oh yes, thank you so much. Oh, and happy Mother's Day from, is it Shar? I'm trying to see if I remember. Tweety Me Too. Was your name Shar, or am I just way off? Good morning, June. Good morning, Linda. Yes, happy Mother's Day to all the ladies. That's coming up, which is exciting. I'm a believer that even if you don't have kids, you still mother a lot of people and help them grow and are good for their lives and their souls. So happy Mother's Day to everyone. All right, Donna's liking the baby penguin. Thank you. Sandy says, you make the cutest eyes. Thank you. I was really happy when the eyes went on this one. I thought it really brought it to life. I was pretty excited about that. Yeah, so other things on this baby penguin that I'm thinking about moving forward. First of all, feet. I have, let's see, where's my bin? I try and keep my projects like kind of in bins all together so I can find the stuff. So I'm not always wondering, you know, like where the colors for the project are. They're all in one spot. So let me pull out. Nope, that's my stitch marker. I've tried a couple of variations on the feet, and I have not found a single thing I like yet. Okay, I think that's where we are. I really want it to have like nice pointed webbed feet. And the best, and so like this is the most pointed I could get, but this is a flat. This is flat. So I was thinking I'd have to make two and like crochet them together, but I just don't really like that. I just don't like it. It's bugging me. So I tried to do like working in the round, making kind of like a triangle with like little pointed feet, something that I'd also probably have to sew two together. Actually, that one was my last attempt. This one was my first attempt, just working in the round trying to get pointed toes, and it didn't work at all. So yeah, this is where I am on the feet. I think my last thing I was trying was I was going to try for more of a 3D instead of like sewing things together, like, you know, going for a three-dimensional shape. I'm just not sure how to get the nice like pointed toes unless I'm like making separate triangles and sewing them on. I really don't like sewing. So who even knows? We'll see. It's going to take some more experimenting. That's where I am. Yep. Let's see. Where are we? Okay. Let's see. Catching up on the chat here. Tweeting Me Too says it's Charmaine. Okay. There we go. I remembered the first part, just not all of it. Christy says, Happy Mom's Day. Virgie says, good morning and happy Mother's Day, everyone. It's so cute. Thank you. Amber of Ooh Ah Crochet asks, are you still able to work with that craft store? So the craft store back in Missouri, pretty much I just left some of my like duplicates there. Animals I've got multiple of, just mostly as decoration for them, but also like if anyone asks about like, oh, I'd like to make that pattern, then they can like check out through Ravelry and like buy patterns that way. So like kind of, but not so much. Sandy was saying she's thinking I've got a bin of feet. You would be surprised the sorts of bins I have around here. Bins of like parts of animals and random test stuff, and mostly it's all really bad. But I've got bins of like pretty random stuff. Yeah, not a whole bin of feet, but 3 different types of feet I'm trying to figure out, and those are not working. Yeah, Virgie says happy feet, LOL. Yeah, if it has feet, it'll be happy feet. Right now it's happy footless. It's footloose. Sorry, I thought that was funny. It's probably not really though. Good morning, Jackie. Karen suggests doubling up the thread for the feet. I could certainly give that a try. Let's see. Sandy says she has a pattern for penguin feet that doubles as you make it. Very nice. I don't know if, I guess, Sandy, on that, I'm always worried about copyright infringement, so I don't like to refer to anyone else's patterns when I'm trying to make mine, just because, yeah, I would really hate to steal someone else's work. Good morning, Jennifer from Kentucky. Amber says your room is getting full. Yes, it is. I had to move the chubby hippo and the narwhal and the baby fox off of my chair so I could sit down this morning. That is where we are. It's getting a little, I don't know, I'm almost to the point that I'm like, do I have a problem? Like, is this an issue? I don't know. I don't think so. Or maybe I do and I've just made a business out of it. And so I tell myself it's fine because it's all for the business and, you know, it's all good. I don't know. But I do know that if I don't move this stuff in the morning, I don't have a spot to sit down. So that is, that's where we are. Yep. Let's see. Oh, good morning, the Good Friend family. I'm glad you guys like the penguin. Let's see where we are. I love the comments in the chat saying, like, it's not an issue. Nope, not a problem. Thank you, Angie, Rachel, and Amber for supporting me. And Jackie. I'm glad you guys are thinking I don't have an issue. Because I don't it doesn't feel like an issue when there's a spot for everything. As soon as it's like this is beginning to be a lot, that's when I'm like, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, Christy's Creation says, I've decided I need to make 2 at a time. Very nice. Amber says, hubby needs to build more shelves for you, or you need a kid net for toys. Yeah, I need to do something. I'm not sure what yet, but I'll work on it. Yeah. So this is, you know, kind of the big news. And I think it's coming along pretty well other than the feet. One other thing that I thought I might want to change is that I think the beak placement is just a smidge high. So last night at the beginning of this, when there were the words weren't very many people on, I admitted to staying up until the wee hours of the morning listening to an audiobook and crocheting. And so this was the one that I was working on during that time. So you can see this one is worked in concentric circles. So like the flippers are even on both sides. So we're not worrying about them being like, lopsided like they are on this one. And then on this one also, I gave it more rows of 36 around, so the head is just a little bit wider naturally. They're actually like the same height still. There's 28 rows in each of these, working from, you know, the bottom continuously all the way to the top. And on this one, I put the black color change 1 row lower so that I have more flexibility to place the beak and adjust it down if I want to. I mean, it'll probably cover this spot here. You won't really see it at all, but hopefully with the I don't know, hopefully it just kind of allows me to place things a little bit, I guess, more customizable to my preference. So yeah, this is what I got done the wee hours of the morning. It was fun. And also working on this one, I've been able to like start taking pictures for the pattern, so I can kind of write that up simultaneously, which is really good, because I definitely struggle with when I'm done with it being so excited to move on to the next one that I don't write up the pattern as much or as quickly as I should. So yeah, there's that. Good morning, Dawn. Rachel says she's working on a dragon, which is coming along great. That's awesome. Rachel, we all just have different styles. We all do. I don't know that anyone would be able to say like this is better than that one. It's all style and preference. So I'm glad yours is coming along. I think that's awesome. Charmaine asks, can you make any of your creations with 3 strands of worsted weight yarns? Yes. I think you could probably make most of them. So 3 strands is going to pretty much equal 1 strand of burlap blanket yarn. It is going to work. The nature of having 3 is going to just feel a little bit different. But if you do your best to swatch with those 3 and try and kind of match as best you can, I think you should be good to go ahead and use 3 strands of yarn to make pretty much any of my projects. Good morning, Denisha. I'm so glad you like the penguins I've been working on. They're exciting. Dawn asks, are you going to add feet? Yes. We talked about that a little bit, how that is the part I am struggling with. I've had a couple of attempts at things and just have not been good. But I'm absolutely going to work that. Angie says, is the penguin going to be the Christmas in July crochet along? So Angie, no, the Christmas in July crochet along is going to be Darcy Deer. So it's this one right here. This is the one that I recorded for, you can see he was laying down, his horns are a little bit splayed out. This is the one that I recorded for Christmas in July. I'm still working on editing the videos. That's been something I did this week. I think it'll be like 4 or 5 videos long. And I got the first video edited and I'm working on the second. They just take a while because they're like hour-long videos or more each. So it's kind of time consuming. So we'll be working on Darcy Deer for the Christmas in July crochet along. But then the baby penguin will be the July pattern release. So kind of going with a Christmassy winter theme for July, which is, kind of funny because July is pretty warm typically. But yeah, so this will be the crochet along. This will be the pattern that we're working on then. And by the way, while I've got Darcy Deer up here, I wanted to throw this out there for anyone who is planning to join in the crochet along for Darcy Deer. Start saving your yarn scraps now. And why that is because for the legs, they are stuffed with yarn scraps instead of fiber fill, because like the body is stuffed with fiber fill, but then the leg is stuffed with yarn scraps, and the yarn scraps just make a much stiffer, more structural leg, and so like it's just easier to get firm, well stuffed legs that are going to be supportive of the rest of the body if you're using yarn scraps instead of fiber fill. So yeah. Yeah, and Amber in the chat is agreeing with me. You want it to be heavier than stuffing because the legs are kind of small in comparison with the rest of the body. Like not like disproportionately small, but they're thin. We've got these sort of thin legs, and so you want them to be heavy. Originally, I was going to try doing like weighted stuffing beads, but I find them really a struggle to work with. And I just didn't think I was going to be able to really make them work. So start saving your yarn scraps. I just keep mine in like a Ziploc bag. You can even use like fabric scraps. If you have like little pieces of fleece or something, you need to chop them smaller than this. But more fibrous, thicker fiber things are what you're going to want to be using to stuff the legs so they are nice and sturdy. So that is my Christmas in July thought at the moment. Just remember to do that, guys. There we go. All right. Good morning, Tracy. Let's see. I want to catch up on the. Okay, let me see. All right, Christy's Creation says, I was a crazy lady ordering enough yarn. It's important stuff. I know if Joanne could just fill my fleece order. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what I'll do once they open the stores back up. Yeah, I am hoping that life will return to normal. I really am. Holly loves crochet. Says the penguins are adorable. Thank you. Charmaine says I wanted to try the pig in worsted. Absolutely. You could absolutely give it a try. Yeah. Let's see. Good morning, Susan. I hope you're well, or evening where you are, I believe. Let's see. Good morning, Tracy. Let's see. Okay, so down here, Dawn is asking, do you have nylon in the legs to keep the scraps in? So I do suggest using a nylon in the legs to hold the scraps in. I don't know that it's absolutely necessary, but I like, especially if you're going to be using some more like vibrant colored scraps. Let me see. Like on this one, is it this one or is it my original one? Okay, I'm not seeing it now. But on like one of them, I used some of this like vibrant red because I had some scraps of that from some things I was trying. And I hadn't stuffed into the nylon. I was just stuffing directly into the leg, and you could see it like kind of poking out. And so that was not good. So if you can, I think using a nylon would be the best. It gives it the best finished look. That would be my suggestion. Let's see. Thank you, Susan. I'm glad you like the penguin. Amber commenting to Charmaine says that she's done the chubby bunny in worsted. You just have to adjust for the eyes, which, yep, that sounds right. Rachel says, I hope you get to take the day off of crocheting and spend it with your family tomorrow. I actually take every Sunday off. I don't crochet on Sundays, which I think is really good for me because my hands need a break sometimes. And it's not like I crochet 24/7. I actually spend most of my time with my daughter, trying to raise her to be a good person, and play with her and have fun and teach her life skills. So like a lot of my crocheting is more like evenings, weekends, or like if she's gonna watch a movie for an hour or something, I can step away and crochet. So I don't get to do it constantly, which is probably fine, but I do love it. And I am kind of compulsive. Like I bring it with me almost everywhere we go. Anytime we go like visit people, I just bring it with me because you never know. I just might need to crochet. Crochet on road trips pretty much all the time. So anyway. Hello, Cynthia. I hope you're doing well. And Susan's chiming in with a happy Mother's Day to everyone. Holly asks, when we do the deer, will you be showing us how to modify it to the doe, or is that a different pattern? So I don't have a separate pattern. It's just that if you're going to be Oh, sorry, you probably meant fawn. Sorry. I saw the D and said doe. So kind of at the very end of the project, I ended up talking about it, but I could talk about it really quick right here if you want. The only difference between, like, the only things I would do different, if you're going to make a doe, I would just leave off the horns, and then you have a doe. If you want to make a fawn, I would leave off the horns, and I just like free-handed some like X's for the spots. Okay, this one is wanting to fall down and it's just bugging me. So that deer is in my like bin. I know this is ridiculous, but I have a bin of additional stuffed animals like right behind. So I'm gonna grab it super fast. So I can talk to you guys about it. Okay. Here I am. Okay, so this one, the story behind this one was this is not the official pattern. This is one that I was just kind of, when I was trying to figure out the pattern, this is not the official pattern. Yours should not look like this because it'll be constructed differently. Anyway, all of that being said, because I had this one and it was so much like the other ones, but it wasn't the same, I decided to try making it into a fawn. And all I did was I free-handed some, just with a yarn needle and some medium weight yarn, just went through and just made little X's across the, like on the body, on the head. So for this one, I tried to kind of stagger them. So I've got 2 and then 3 and then 2 and then 1. And then here on the back, just on either side of that spine, I've got 3 and then 2, then the same thing, 3 and 2. So it's not a different pattern. Like if you wanted to take this and make it into a fawn, it's not a different pattern. You just leave off the horns and then you can go ahead and add the little X's. That's how I did it. If you like want to make it look more like a fawn, because fawns actually have dots, not X's, you could like do a magic ring single crochet 6 or something like that, and then sew on a bunch of little white dots. That could be really cute. You could play around with, instead of doing it in medium yarn, you could do it with the super bulky and just try and, I don't know, make it not quite so obvious X's. You could try V's. I mean, there are lots of different things that you can do on that. So all right, let's see. So Holly says, I think it would be so cute for Christmas to do Darcy, then the doe in the blanket yarn, and then do a fawn in worsted so it's slightly smaller. That would be super cute. That would be so adorable. If you do that, Holly, send us a picture. We'd love it. Bye, Tracy. Hope you have a great day. See, good morning. Good morning, Golden. See, trying to catch up on the chat here. All right, I think we're pretty well caught up. So yeah, that's my answer to if you're going to be making a fawn instead of a normal, or I guess a buck. I think that's the name. That's what we're doing here. So excuse me. So yeah, that's the update on Christmas in July. So we're still here at the beginning of May. So I've got a little bit more time, which is good because I've still got a decent amount of editing to be doing. But yeah, but that's where we are. So these are because this is rough draft. This is hopefully final draft. So the penguins are going to be the July pattern release. This month's pattern release is the baby monkey. So this pattern just came out at the beginning of the month. Right now the sloth is being tested and the baby monkey lovey, so those will be June. And then the baby penguin will be the July pattern release. And during that month we'll also be doing Christmas in July crochet along, which will be Darcy Deer. So June or July is going to be a relatively busy month. Hopefully that will be fun. Let's see. Susan says, where does everyone get this skip stitch rotary cutters from? They're hard to find here on Australia. Okay, I got mine just at Joann's, but I know you can find them on Amazon. I guess I don't know like country to country if it's harder to find them on Amazon, but I can try and find that and send you a link, Susan. Yeah. Birdie says, I can't wait to do the deer. So cute. Thank you. Angie says, do you have a tutorial on how to do the feet and hands on the monkey without fleece? I have kind of a guiding post. If you go to my website under frequently asked questions, in there's one of the questions that says like, can you remove fleece from a project? Something along those lines. If you click on that, that will take you to my post that kind of explains in general how to, like what rows you would use to replace. So hopefully that helps on that, Angie. Yeah. You're welcome, Susan. So let's see. I think that is it. Oh, you know what? Actually, you guys want to see how bad this stuffed animal problem has gotten? I'm remembering. I'm like thinking, why have I only done this week? I feel like I did have more time, and I did have more time. I just remembered what I did. And so I'll show you guys real quick. My sister-in-law is turning 11 next month, and I had that extra burnout blanket extra yarn, and I thought, you know what, my original idea was like, I'm gonna make a chubby sheep in this, kind of like I did with the panda, where I took the chubby panda and made it into a jumbo panda, basically, because it's huge yarn. And so I was going to do that, and I was like, you know what, it'd be a lot more fun to do the baby sheep. And it was fun, but I was like definitely playing yarn chicken basically the entire time. And it's also in a massive stuffing bag. Anyway, let me show you. It's hiding in my closet because I don't want it to get dirty before I give it to her. And so this is what it looks like right now because it's all stuffed up. But I can pull it out really quick for you guys. Yeah, so on this one, at first I was like, oh, I won't do fleece. And then because I was playing yarn chicken, I was like, I have to do fleece or I am going to be so hosed. And so, yeah, the feet and the arm pads, especially the feet pads, they're huge. It was like as big as a full piece of paper to do this. Like check this baby out. This is the baby sheep pattern. This isn't even like Shelly sheep. This is the baby sheep. And it's huge. I mean, these feet pads, anyway, it was a lot of fun. It's huge though. So obviously there are some things that are different because I was, like I said, playing yarn chicken. Yeah, the arms don't have any white because I ran out. And the legs are a row short. And if you look really closely, the ears are done just with normal burnout blanket yarn, and I totally freehanded and just made it up instead of the jumbo yarn. So like these are things that I hope she won't notice because she'll just be like, this is amazing, you know, like look at how big this is. That's what I'm hoping. But we'll see. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, this was my this was the other thing I did this week. Emily says, oh my OMG, it's huge. Yeah. like just imagine if I was able to add like the correct number of rows. See on one of these, or is it? Yeah, if I had like the correct number of rows on the legs, it'd even be a little bit longer. The arms would be a smidge longer. Like, yeah, it is huge. It is really fun. It is really fun to use like the jumbo yarn and the big hooks. I will say that my arms get more worn out from it. And then as soon, like when you move back to an 8mm hook and like normal burlap blanket yarn, you're like you feel like you're making, I don't know, it's like working with lace. You're like, this is so small. It's not really, but anyway, it's super fun. So yes, I'm thinking about making a review video for the Bernat blanket extra yarn. Just kind of let you guys know my thoughts on it, because I do really like it, but there are some things that it's like it'd maybe be a good thing to know going into using it. And so if I do end up making that video, I will be using this probably as like the thumbnail, you know, kind of talking about reviewing the yarn and making big things. So yeah. Anyway, that is the other thing I did this week. So I'll put it back in its bag. Thank goodness I buy stuffing in like massive bags, right? So I can fit this in here and it won't get filthy when it's in my closet. I'm glad you guys don't think I have a problem, because sometimes it feels like a problem when I've got stuffed animals hiding in my closet. I've got a bin back there. I've got to move my stuffed animals off my chair so I can sit down in the morning. Yeah. I don't have a problem. I'm fine. Let's see. All right, getting some good comments in here. But you like it. I'm so glad you guys like it. It was fun. Yeah, I do hope she'll love it. She's a sweetheart. I really, yeah, she's a really, really good kid. And she's really good to Rachel, which makes me super happy. So I'm excited to give it to her for her birthday. Let's see. Janet asks, what size hook did I use? I used a 15.75 or a Q size hook. Rachel says the dragon she's working on is about that size. That's amazing. And it's regular Bernat yarn. Wow. J Baby asks, were you able to use one nylon for the body? So I used torsos. Let me see if I can find. I just got like random bits of nylon pretty much everywhere. Okay. Okay, so this one's also been cut a little bit. Basically what I did was I took, and it's not quite like this. Whatever, you you guys can understand. So I took the torso pieces, which I don't usually use, and I sewed the top closed, and then I just stuffed through one of the leg holes. I tied the other leg hole off, and then I stuffed through one of them. That way because I mean the torso is a lot wider than the legs. It gives you lots of room to move up and down. There's plenty of stretch. I did use like a normal leg for arms and legs, but for the body and the head, I used two different torso pieces. So yeah. Susan says, you don't have a problem at all. No, I don't. Let's see. Oh, I'm trying to remember how to say your name. And I know you told me once, and now I can't remember. Was it Tan? I can't remember. All right. So it's okay. I have so many stuffed animals too. When I have my tuba lessons, I have to move I have to move 8 stuffies off my chair to play. That's awesome. Tyne. That's how you said your name. I'm sorry. I will try and remember that. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me on that, Tyne. All right. See you later, Amber. Have a good rest of your day. Yeah, so that was my week. That was my other crocheting project. And so other than that and working on the penguins, that is what I've done this week. It was a pretty good week. Ready to hopefully figure out. Wow, excuse me. Let's try that. Okay, there we go. Excited to try and figure out the feet on the baby penguin. But yeah, that's where we are this week. Looking forward to the next one. Hopefully I'll have more fun things to do. Rachel says those baby penguins are orphans unless a mom is on the list of things to do. Woof. I mean, the mama will happen. I just don't know when. And if that's the truth, then like I've got a lot of orphaned animals over here. The baby monkey doesn't have a mom. The baby fox doesn't have a mom. A lot of my chubby animals don't have moms. That's really sad. I hope I'll just be their mom for now. I'll be their surrogate mother. Anyway, I probably better run. Got things to do today. But thank you all for joining me here in the chat. Happy Mother's Day to all. Thank you, Karen. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm excited to chat with you guys next week about who even knows what I get done during this next week. Hopefully I get these penguins like figured out and it'll be great. Yeah. So anyway, take care. Bye. Bye, Cynthia. Bye, Dawn and Rachel and Karen and Susan and Liz and Tyne. Hope you guys have a wonderful week and I will catch you next time.